Mo, just how would you describe the experience of being able to represent your country the past couple of weeks?
It was great. It was a huge honor. Obviously, we don't take it for granted, and special memories were made. Overall, I think we can all be happy. Super happy for Largs, obviously. What an accomplishment that was, and yeah, I'm really excited to be back and get back to Largs.
Did you enjoy watching that brand of hockey, the best on best? And I don't know how much you got to watch while you were actually playing, but when you guys were done and being able to watch all of it?
Sure. I mean, you were trying to pack to get back overseas, and you couldn't really take your eyes off the TV watching that game. So I think it was great for the sport. I think we showed everyone that it's a very fun sport to watch, and hopefully we can make it even bigger than it is, and I think it was a great showcase for that.
Well, just being in the village and all that, I know you seemed like you were looking forward to that. Just did everything live up to the expectations as far as that goes?
I mean, obviously yes and no. Just because sports are so spread out, you don't really get to interact with all the athletes, but yeah, it was great. We made the most out of it. Probably not the highest comfort level, but you're with your friends 24/7, and that's what counts, and it was great.
Well, how were the accommodations and all that? Was it pretty tight, or?
Yeah, it was small rooms, very thin mattresses, but we battled through. It was the same conditions for everyone, and you're just on top of each other, kind of 24/7, which is a good thing because you're just kind of forced to get along with each other, and we did that, played games, watched different sports, and kind of grew together as a group, and those are memories you don't forget.
Who was your roommate?
Luckily I didn't have one. I don't know how that came up, but in the end, obviously you're thankful for that. Yeah, a long trip with a roomie, I think, can sometimes go sideways, so it was nice to just shut the door and be by yourself.
What do you take back to the NHL now, having been through all that and at that level of hockey?
I don't know, just a lot of joy. I think it was a lot of fun playing in those games, in every single one, no matter if you win or lose. And that's something I really want to take away. Just remember why it's such a fun sport to play, and I think I just should remind myself every single day of that.
You didn't get to rest much mentally or physically. How are you feeling to this point, being back in Detroit with the season starting in a couple days?
Great. Obviously you work all season to be in that spot, and now we're in a great position to hopefully do some more damage along the way, and I think everyone's looking forward to it. Obviously you want to stay in the moment, and you really enjoyed Milan, but you're counting days to get back with your boys and in that locker room. So I'm happy to be back, and I think we just want to take care of business and have a great challenge in front of us.
I'm sorry. Did you get to see Dylan in much over there?
Yeah, yeah, we saw each other a couple times. Obviously, life's giving us the colder shoulder. Just being really dialed in, but we did some stuff outside the village too. Saw his family and went out for coffee. So it's a great experience, I think, for everyone, families including. And yeah, what a cool event it was.
Shifting back to this season, what are some of the positives from the first half of the year that you guys are hoping to build on after the break here?
Just that we can be really relentless. We just got to show that more and more. Can't have any off nights. I think we should remind ourselves that we can be a really good team when it comes to playing tight games and playing in important situations. That's something I think I'm looking forward to, how this group gonna respond, and we're in a spot to be hunted, and that obviously feels a lot better than the couple of years before. So overall, I think there are tons of positives that happen. Now it's just making sure we're dialed, showing up every single game, and try to get as many points as possible. Thank you.
Thanks.
What was that experience like for those last couple of weeks?
It was awesome. It's obviously very special to be a part of. So you're just trying to soak it in, and at the same time trying to play some good hockey games. So it was a lot of fun for sure.
I mean, just the way you played, Lucas, too. I mean, that gave you a lot of confidence going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think I played I was happy with my playing. Obviously, there's always things you want to do better, and especially in a short tournament like that. But yeah, I mean, you try to build off of that, right? You want to come back from a break like that energized, and I feel like that. I feel ready to go here. Obviously, it leaves a little bittersweet taste leaving like we did in the quarterfinals. So kind of just want to get going here. So I'm excited to be back here. I feel good, and I'm ready to go.
How fun was the hockey?
It was a lot of fun. It's some of the most fun games I played, just on a stage that big against best on best in the world. It's it's awesome to be part of. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What does the experience of being a part of hockey like that, what can that do for you in the second half of the NHL season?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of tough to say. I think, coming over there, it's a little bit different, right? With everything that goes on around it, and playing for your country. So the games were, and no fighting as well. I feel like that brings a big element to it, where you saw a lot of big hits and kind of guys going after each other more, knowing that no one was gonna, have to fight anyone. So I feel like that was an element to it as well. So it was some of the most fun hockey I've ever both played and seen.
Mo was telling us he didn't have a roommate in the village. Did you have a roommate? What were the accommodations like?
Yeah. I had a roommate. I was rooming with Rasmus Dahlin, who's a really good childhood buddy of mine. So we had a ton of fun, and I feel like that's a part of it, right? Like, you're sleeping the whole time, hotel. The rooms were very, very small, and the beds were small, and you're kind of sharing everything. So very not like what we're used to over here, but it was charming in its own way, I guess.
Did you go into the village now? Did you get a chance to just mingle around there?
Yeah, you kind of walk around it all the time, just going to and from practice. Obviously, I guess you could call it apartment building we were living in is in the village. So eating with all the different athletes and seeing how much work they put into their sports, it's fun to see, and motivates you as well.
Were you a pin trader over there? I heard that was a big...
Yeah, no, definitely not. I was very much not. So we kind of just kept it close with the team. You try to interact with others, but at the same time, we're there to play hockey and play good hockey, so it was kind of tough. I know you're gonna have to ask Dylan about that. I think he was a big pin trader, so but no, I didn't trade any pins.
What are the keys to just staying energized here these last 24 games, and what do you take from your experience last year and playing at best on best?
Yeah, I think coming back, I feel mentally at least energized. Just being away from all the guys here, you're seeing videos of them practicing, and I saw them doing some board battle thing, and you're kind of starting missing the guys and all the people around us. So you kind of get pumped up to get back, and I think that kind of brings it up a notch. And like you said, I feel like we've had a couple especially tough March here where we maybe haven't been playing to our standard, and I feel like that's a big motivation for us right now as well. We're in a great spot in the standings, and we want to keep it that way. So that's motivating enough.
Speaking of Dylan, able to face off against him in the Olympics, were you able to see Dylan and Mo over there during your time?
Yeah, saw each other around the village and stuff like that. Obviously, with a lot of practices and games, you don't really interact with each other, but obviously you keep an extra eye on them and their games, and didn't play against Mo. But played against Dylan, and that was an awesome game, even though it didn't end the way we wanted to. But super pumped for him to be able to go over there and win a goal. That's big time. So very happy for him.
How much did that one hurt? I mean, just the way you guys came back, obviously.
Yeah, it stinks. I feel like once you get older, it just makes it harder and harder to win stuff, right? You don't have a lot of opportunities to win things, and that's why you play this game, is to win things. So when you think about a tournament like that, you're four wins away from winning some of the biggest stuff you can win in hockey and sports in general. So that's, I wouldn't say the easy is not the right word, but you don't have to go through a 7-game series and beat teams, right? And it's so tight. We lose against the U as an OT, and they win against Canada in OT. So it stinks obviously, but I feel like that's just energized me even more. Like you see all those guys winning, and you want to do stuff like that. You want to win, and you know, like I said, I'm really fired up for the rest 25 games we got here with this team, and I think we could do something really special.
Just having those two guys back today, another step to normalcy, you think? And how do they look as far as on the ice and all that?
Yeah, the first part of your question, of course. They're big parts of our team. They're back in the lineup. They go into into their spots. And, practice felt about as normal as it could today with the numbers and the players that we had here. So it was a good day for us. And they, they're still getting their wits about them. Their time change and fatigue and getting themselves organized. So we've been skating the last 4 or 5 days. They've been flying all over the world. So they're not going to be at their best, but by tomorrow they'll certainly be up and running.
And then what's the update on Dylan at this point?
MIA. No, he's from what I understand, obviously the president's invited that team to Washington, and I believe that's where they're at. And if all goes well and weather and flights and everything cooperate, I think he can sleep in his own bed late tonight. So we'll have him around the arena tomorrow. I'm not sure if he'll skate. Expect him to be on the plane and then be a factor in Ottawa on Thursday night.
With Simon, do you feel good at this point with what you've seen from him in the ramp up?
Yes.
That he'll be good to go?
Yep.
And just his development this season to go from what you've seen so far from last year?
Growth in all areas. It's hard just to pinpoint, one part of his game, but I sense a more mature Simon in everything that he does. Practice habits are even better than they were last year. His approach to the game. He's having fewer and fewer moments, negative moments in games, which means his confidence has gone up, and his focus stays where it needs to be. And obviously, when he wasn't playing, we missed him. So there's that evidence as well to guide us and allow us to believe he's that big a part of the team.
You had Sandin Pellick, you've had him on the flank there on the power play a little bit earlier this season and today at practice. What do you like about his ability to play that role?
Well, Axe's past on the power play has been in that spot with his home club back in Sweden. He shoots the puck real well. He's got some poise there. A lot of the power play alignments are based off hands. Do you want to have somebody coming downhill on a one-timer or downhill on your forehand? And Axe in that situation has a good one-timer. He's played there before. Keep in mind we didn't have Larks here today, so we're fooling around a bit with our power play units. But he's very capable of playing there. He's played probably more there than he has on the top throughout his career.
And Simon, like you mentioned, do you see in the future, or maybe even the near future, him getting a little bit more power play opportunities at the point there?
Well, there's always a chance of that. I think for Simon, we talk about the group getting up and running. Simon's been out for a month and a bit. He's got to get back in playing, and we'll let him find his game before we overload him with anything else. Eventually, can he get to that? He's a very talented young man with a great shot. There should be no reason why, but he's not going to command that ice time right off the bat. We've got to get him playing.
A pretty crowded Belfort today with the Special Olympic athletes watching you guys. Just the opportunity to share the ice with them and just the way that they impact the players and the group as well.
When you're on the ice and all of a sudden there's that many people in the practice facility and they're all wearing their T-shirts, green, blue, you kind of take note, who's there, and you look up and the amount of smiles that were on those faces, they really looked like they enjoyed their time here. Noticed a couple players took some time to wave and they enjoyed that too. So if we can help them, with their day, and they get something out of coming and watching us work at our trade, as I do, like I know they do with theirs. I think it's very valuable day. And you know, even with the Olympics, you know, we're going to that next phase, and I don't think any of us or the country should forget about what's coming next. Those Olympians put a lot of time and work into their you know, their run for golds or whatever medals, and we need to pay attention to their feats as well.